Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain the rules real brief so you have a little bit better idea of what's going on if you don't know already. The matches are going to consist of 2 4-minute rounds with 45 seconds rest between each period. If at the end of that 8 minutes it's tied, we're going to go into an overtime, it's going to be 2 1-minute rounds. The first 1 minute is points count. So if there are points at the end of the first minute, it's done. Whoever scores that points wins. If there are still no points or the points are equal at the end of that minute, there'll be another additional minute of sudden points. Whoever scores the first points will win the match. And if there are no points at the end of that, it's going to be considered a draw. There's going to be 1 point for a takedown. So black is going to hit a takedown on red. There's going to be 2 scenarios. So he's going to hit a takedown. That's a takedown. There's going to be a 1,001 count. You're going to see the official go 1,001, and it's 1 point takedown black. Okay? The second scenario is even if red turns to his stomach, but his knees go down, so it's kind of right here, his knee is down, 1,001, it's still considered 1 point takedown. What's not considered a takedown on a conventional style wrestling takedown is when red goes to his knees, he does not touch his knees on the ground, and he quickly escapes. All right, that's not considered a takedown. You can also score takedown points by jumping to the guard. So as they engage, red is going to jump to guard, and black's both knees touch the ground before 3 seconds happens. Okay? The next 2 scenarios, we're going to take a look at how a takedown is not scored when they jump to guard. So red's going to jump to guard again. This time black is able to stay up, open the guard. Now there's no points for that takedown. They continue on with the ground. Or red jumps to a closed guard, and 3 seconds are counted. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Now it's neutral. There are no points, and they start from the ground. In a half guard, you can score 1 point when you sit to half guard if you come to both feet after you sit down. So red sits down, he has control of the leg, comes to both feet, and then puts black down. That's 1 point. What you cannot score a takedown is if red sits to a half guard and he sweeps him from a half guard, taking black down. That is no points. We're also scoring 1 point for the mount position, but it has to be a stabilized mount position. This means when red mounts, a little scramble can ensue. As soon as this scramble settles, 1,001, this is 1 point for the mount. If red mounts, black scrambles out before a second is stabilized, there'll be no points. He escapes before he could stabilize the position for a second. Back control. We're giving 1 point for back control with hooks or a body triangle. So black rolls red in. He's got 2 hooks in control, 1,001, or a body triangle, 1,001. There's points. If red is able to escape before that 1,001 is able to be counted, there'll be no points. Catches. Okay, catch is a near submission when red is in legitimate danger. This means his limb is fully extended before he's able to defend. Right now, black puts red in an arm lock. His arm is fully extended. Then he gets out. He works himself out. This is 3 points catch for black. An example of a catch that is not 3 points is when black puts red in an arm lock. He keeps his arm bent the entire time. Even though he's in an arm lock position, he keeps the arm bent, and then he escapes. His arm was never fully extended, so it's not legitimate danger to red. Okay? Fleeing. The final thing is I'm going to give warnings for fleeing. Okay? So if red jumps to the guard, right, on black, and he escapes, all right, and he's on the ground and backs up, we're going to stop the match. We're going to make black re-engage with red. If they're on the floor and he backs away, same rule applies. He's going to have to re-engage. Now, if red jumps to an open guard and does not control black, and black backs away, at this point we'll stop the match and red has to stand back up and engage. Okay, so there'll be no fleeing the action. Absolutely no stalling. We'll have 1 warning per fighter for all of the inflictions that can happen, and we'll go 1 warning, 2 yellow cards. A yellow card is 10% of the competitor's purse, and then they're disqualified. All right. Hopefully that explains a little bit about what PSL is. You'll have a little bit better idea of the rules, and we can have a good show. Thank you.